Good day, ma'am. I am Wendy L. Orot. Today, I will be going to discuss the correction pillar. So, correction. It is a branch of the criminal justice system concerned with the custody, supervision, and rehabilitation of criminal offenders. Next is penology. It is the study of punishment for crime or of criminal offender. It includes the study of control and prevention of crime through punishment of criminal offenders. Next is the classifications of corrections, which is the institutional correction and non-institutional correction. So, institutional correction, it deals with jails, prisons, and colonies where a convict is going to serve his sentence. Next is non-institutional correction. It deals with service of sentence of a convict outside an institution. It is also known as community-based treatment. Next is justifications of punishment. So there are 5 different justifications of punishment. First is retribution. Offenders, offenders should be punished because they deserve it. Next is palliation or atonement. It is punishment in the form of group vengeance where the purpose is to appease the offended public or group. The third is deterrence. Punishment gives lesson to the offender by showing to others what would happen to them if they violate the law. Fourth is incapacitation or protection. The public will be protected if the offender has been held in the conditions where he cannot harm others, especially the public. And last is the reformation or rehabilitation. It is the establishment of the usefulness and responsibility of the offender. Next is penalty. Penalty is defined as the suffering inflicted by the state against an offending member for the transgression of law. There are 7 duration and effects of penalties. First is the reclusion perpetua. Second is the reclusion temporal. Next is the prison mayor and temporary disqualification. Next is the prison correctional, suspension and desterio. Next is the arresto mayor. Next is the arresto minor. And last is the ban to keep the peace. Juridical conditions of penalty. First is the productive of suffering, without however affecting the integrity of the human personality. Number 2 is commensurate with the offense. Different crimes must be punished with the different penalties. The third is the personal. The guilty one must be the one to be punished, no proxy. The fourth is the legal. The consequence must be inaccurate with the law. Next is equal. Equal for all persons. And last is the certain. No one must escape its effects. Correction pillar, jail and punishment. So jail, it is a short-term detention facility where a person convicted or suspected of a crime is detained. So there are 3 types of jails. First is the lock-up jails. It is a security facility common to police stations used for temporary confinement of an individual held for investigation. Second is the ordinary jails. It is the type of jail commonly used to detain a convicted criminal offender to serve sentence less than 3 years. Third is the workhouses, jail farms or camp, a facility that houses minimum custody offenders who are serving short sentences. Next is prison. It is a place of long-term confinement for those convicted of serious crimes. The sentence is above 3 years or place, which refers to the national prisons or penitentiaries managed and supervised by the Bureau of Corrections, an agency under the Department of Justice. So there are 3 general classification of inmates. First is the detention prisoners or detained. Those detained for investigation, preliminary hearing, or awaiting trial. Next is the sentenced prisoners or prisoners. Offenders who are committed to the jail or prison in order to serve their sentence after final conviction by a competent court. Third is the prisoners who are on safekeeping. It includes non-criminal offenders who are detained in order to protect the community against their harmful behavior. So there are 6 non-institutional corrections, which is the probation, pardon, amnesty, parole, reprieve, and suspension of sentence. And last is the commutation of sentence. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.